As the NTSB investigates the derailment, we're learning more about the man in control of the train at the time of the accident. The engineer survived the crash, but apparently without all of his memory. For the first time, the engineer's side of the story. What happened when this train derailed at more than 100 miles an hour, approaching a curve limited to 50.
He remembers coming into the curve. He remembers attempting to reduce speed. He does not remember deploying the emergency brake. We know that it was, in fact, deployed. The last thing he recalls is coming to, looking for his bag, getting his cell phone, turning it on, and calling 911.
His attorney says the engineer, 32-year-old Brandon Boston, is distraught over the accident, but has incomplete memory because of the concussion he suffered. He also needed 15 staples in his head and stitches in his leg. His attorney says Boston told police everything he knows, but Philadelphia's mayor gives a different account.
I believe it was a pretty short interview in which he apparently indicated that he did not want to be interviewed.
One former locomotive engineer tells CNN that would not be surprising.
We are told by union representatives, by the company, whatever, don't speak to anyone. You're not required to speak to anyone. So I'm sure he took full advantage of that and probably knows in the back of his mind it's falling on his shoulder.
NTSB investigators say they have not yet spoken to Boston and that his account will be crucial to their understanding of the causes of the crash, along with a study of the tracks, the signals, and the wreckage.
This train was doing over double the maximum authorized speed for this area, so that is something that we're very interested in trying to understand. Why was the train going that fast?
Soon after graduating college in 2006, Boston worked as a conductor for several years. His LinkedIn profile also says he began working for Amtrak as an engineer in 2010.
He liked it. He was happy. He was happy with his job.
Amtrak CEO says positive train control, technology which can actually slow or stop a train, will be installed from Boston to Washington by the end of the year, as mandated by Congress. Democrats say Amtrak needs funding help. Republicans say this train crash is not about budgets.
They started this yesterday. It's all about funding. It's all about funding. Well, obviously, it's not about funding. The train was going twice the speed limit.
At the crash site, work has already begun on rebuilding the tracks, while some Amtrak trains are running from Philly to Point South now. Amtrak CEO says the heavily used section between Philadelphia and New York will not reopen until Monday at the earliest.
And some of the victims